This video is recording the tooth preparation on a plaster model. So here I have made an outline form on the molar. This is mandibular molar. This is for your this reference. I am telling you that I mounted this molar on the wax pattern just to show the contact between these two teeth. So this is the contact, and how suppose on this tooth here is a caries, and it is in contact with the another tooth. So in that case we will make a class 2 preparation. So class 2 preparation involves the proximal surface, mesial or distal surface, and the occlusal part. Okay, so when the caries is there on the proximal surface, then you go for the class 2 preparation. So this I made an outline form like this. Here I am preserving the triangular ridges and involving the pits and the fissures. Suppose there is a caries, so that's why I am involving the pits and fissures. Minimal involvement is there, and the intercuspal distance of the this is the buccolingual width of the preparation will be 1/4 or 1/3 of the intercuspal distance. Suppose this is the intercuspal distance, so this width will be 1/4 of this. Okay, and on the proximal surface the cavity will extend just to escape the contact point. So tip of the explorer should go into this. So these things we will do on the extracted teeth also. In that case we will use those instruments that we are using on the patient's mouth, but here I am showing on the plaster model just to have a view how to prepare a class 2 preparation. So this is straight chisel. It has got wide end and also the narrow end. So this is double-ended instrument. Okay, this is double-ended instrument. Two working ends are there. One this and one this one, and this is the handle. So with this chisel I will prepare the cavity on this. So how much should be the depth of the preparation? See, for the natural tooth you prepare the cavity up to 1.5 to 2 mm. Okay, so here we will prepare the cavity up to 4.5 mm, 4 to 5 mm, preferably 5 mm. Depth of the cavity will be here 5 mm, and width is, I told you, 1/4 of the intercuspal distance. So we will start preparing cavity. We will start with the proximal preparation first. Okay, from the central pit. From the central pit area we will start the preparation. Then we will extend here, and then at last we will make this preparation. Okay, so we will start with the central pit area. So I am taking this out to start with the preparation. So with the chisel, the chisel head has got two working ends. One is the primary working edge and second is the secondary working edge. Okay, its lateral part also cuts. Is the primary cutting edge this one. Okay, so with this we will start preparing the cavity. So you can take the measurement of the chisel, how much we have to go. So for 5 mm I will go into the preparation. So this is like class 1 cavity. Okay. So here you can see the marginal ridges varies. The width of the marginal ridge is very less. Normally in the natural tooth it should be 2 mm for the molars and 1.5 mm for the premolars. and here I have to kept at least 4 mm of the marginal ridge, like this. Here I can preserve the marginal ridge up to this limit, but here this is thinned down because we have to prepare a class 2 preparation here. On the natural tooth, when you start preparing, when you use the burr and prepare from the central cavity and then goes towards the proximal part, you leave part of the enamel here. Okay, enamel width is here, that is normally 1 mm on the marginal ridge area. So you will leave the enamel part. Then what you do, you start digging in this part, you start digging more. Normal depth of the preparation is 2 mm, so here you will go up to 4 mm, okay, on the natural tooth. But here we have gone to 4 mm, 5 mm, and we will go more, so that the depth of preparation on the proximal part should reach up to here. Okay. Normally what happens when you prepare a class 2 preparation on the proximal surface, the burr should go to this area. Okay, your burr should reach this area. Okay, it's not means it should go beyond the contact point. This is the contact point, so it will go beyond this contact point till here. Okay, so I will dig it down here and reach to the reach till here, and later on I will remove the enamel ball. By doing this practice, we can preserve, we can protect the adjacent tooth also from damage, because this enamel wall will protect this tooth from damage from the burr. If we are using a burr, and then burr can cut, if we have removed it prematurely, the burr can cut this tooth. So these things, iatrogenic damage to the adjacent tooth can be prevented. Or else you can keep a band, okay, separating matrix band here, that can protect this tooth. You will place the band here, that will later on protect the tooth. Okay, so meanwhile I will dig here for proximal preparation. Okay. So you will see here, when I have digged it, it will cutting this, it will reaching here, and your instrument is visible. Okay, through this area it has cut down this part and it is visible, and but the proximal contact is preserved. Okay, so this part you will cut later on when we use the burr to cut this part and this area. Okay, with that you can cut the this side. Okay, see, you can see the hole here, and it is far below the contact point. Okay, if I am keeping here, it is far below the contact point. Okay, so by this we can protect this tooth. So now I will cut the unsupported enamel here on the proximal surface. Okay, after preparing the gingival seat, So this is the primary wall, okay, primary flare. This one is the primary flare. So I will refine this primary flare. इस तरीके से हम ये प्रॉक्सिमल बॉक्स बनाएंगे, ठीक है। और इफ यू सी योर वॉल्स, लाइक दिस इज द बक्कल वॉल and this is the lingual wall, they should be convergent for the amalgam preparation. Here either straight like this, by this you can observe they should be either straight or slightly convergent 2 to 5 degree. And this wall also, the proximal wall also, it should be slightly convergent or straight for the amalgam preparation, okay. And all the, if how can you ensure that your walls are converging? This can be ensured if in a single view you can't see your internal line angles. These are the internal line angles, that is the pulpal and the buccal, this pulpal and the lingual, okay. So this is the internal line angles. If you can't see in single view, if you have, in order to see, if you have to move the tooth or move your position, then it means the walls are convergent. But your distal wall, this wall, it should be straight or divergent, because the orientation of enamel rod is like that. You have to remove the unsupported enamel rods, okay. So for that purpose you keep your mesial and distal wall divergent, buccal and lingual wall convergent. This ensures this convergence of buccal and lingual wall increase the retention. Your floor should be flat, the pulpal floor should be flat, and your gingival seat should be flat. And once your cavity is prepared, then you remove the unsupported enamel rod from the gingival seat area here. So for that purpose you do beveling. So before beveling you use GMT, gingival marginal trimmer, and but here I am using chisel. So you just do the beveling in order to remove the unsupported enamel rod. And if they are unsupported, they easily come out when you use the GMT, gingival marginal trimmer, okay. So these, and also this external line angle, that is the axiopulpal line angle, it should also be rounded, okay, in order to reduce the stresses, thereby increase the resistance form. So this is the class 2 preparation. We will keep here just to view the contact. So this way you can observe that, wait a second, yeah, like this, yeah. So you can see it is free of contact, okay. So this is the proximal preparation and this is the occlusal preparation, okay. So this is the video, but once you start preparing, then you can better understand this, okay. So I am giving you the orientation, so that how to prepare how the class 2 preparation will look like, okay. So any queries you can ask me. I am posting this video so that you can observe, you can make the this class 2 preparation at your workplace. Okay.